See, we think, actually it's wrong to say we think. We have downloaded our identity, or we've been taught who we are, or who we think we are. We've been taught that. So we've been taught that we are not perfect. We're not perfect. We've been taught that. So if you're not perfect, in short, there's something wrong with you right here, right now. I mean, right here, right now. There's something wrong with you. You're not perfect. Something needs to be improved or changed or fixed. That type of downloading or learnt identity leads to a feeling of non-contentment. Because contentment means I feel perfect right now. There's nothing that I could be improved on. I feel perfect right now. And when you feel perfect right now, you'll have this attitude, this feeling of gratitude. Not trying to be grateful, but you just automatically feel like it comes to you, it's just there, you feel gratitude. You don't try to work at it. You just feel like gratitude. When you are perfectly content, automatically gratitude is going to come to you straight away. Even today, I was sitting out there today, and I was telling Devika, I love Australia. I love Australia, See, the reason why I am in Australia is because of the UN program of refugees and the compassion of Australians. That's how I'm in Australia. Otherwise I wouldn't be in Australia. That feeling of gratitude, gratitude. It just comes automatically. I'm not trying to be grateful as a strategy, but through contentment, being content, gratitude comes. You hear that? By being content. It's not by sitting down and thinking, I've got so much, I've got a house to live in, car to drive, a lovely family, delicious food. What? I've got good friends, a lovely family. What else? What else do I need? And I should be grateful, but gratefulness is just not there. You forget that. But when you're content, you feel grateful. When you feel perfectly content, right here, right now. Contentment is not something related to tomorrow. It's right here, right now. See, right here, right now is not something you kind of, you can't, it's not something that you kind of work towards. You're actually learning the way to be here, now, and not trying to improve. I'm trying to improve. That sounds funny, isn't it? Not trying to improve. Sounds like something wrong. Sounds a bit twisted, not trying to improve. Actually, it might even sound like egotistic. I don't need to improve. But, see, to be content is not easy when you've been taught and learned this identity that you're not perfect, you need to improve. Therefore, it makes it very hard to be content right here, right now. You understand? Therefore, you need to work at it to be right here, right now. Can you see that? And the improvement in that means you're more of your time is right here, right now. Content. Can you see that? The more time you spend in that right here, right now, feeling content, the longer the duration of your days in each day, that is improvement. Improvement. But improvement to be in this state of not needing to improve. Can you see that? So it's very different to someone think, I don't need to improve anything. That's kind of messed up, That is not an attitude of gratitude. No. That is to the need to prove to others your identity and communicating that I don't need to prove anything to you. But that's different to contentment. See? Content. Think about it. All your problems, every single one of your problems has to do with the feeling of dissatisfaction. And that dissatisfaction is trying to change something on the outside. In the future, tomorrow or next year, But my master says tomorrow doesn't exist. You never see a calendar that says tomorrow on it. It's just right here, right now. when you know that, and you know that goal, and you're putting energy towards that goal, not somewhere in the future, Now, to perfectly be in this right here, right now, every moment, that doesn't mean you're able to achieve it in this moment. It might be sometime in the future that you'll be able to achieve to be right here, right now, every moment. Maybe you can't achieve that right now. But you set that as a goal. You see? If you don't set that as a goal, why would you bother trying to be in the present moment? That actually doesn't mean anything. It actually sounds weird. Present moment. Like go down to the, if you're buying a pair of shoes at Athlete's Foot or something, and you tell the salesperson, I'm just practicing to be in the present moment while I'm tying my shoelace, and you're buying the pair of shoes, they're going to think you're really weird. See? You might be doing that, but don't say anything. The goal is to be content. Content. Nothing needs to be improved. Nothing. Nothing needs to be improved. That knowing that everything is perfect right here, right now. There's one joke that I heard one master say. One master was saying, everything's perfect, everything's perfect. Nothing needs to be improved, everything's perfect. And one guy at the back put his hand up, he said, what about me? I've got a hunchback. Are you saying my hunchback? Are you saying I'm perfect? And the master said, I've never seen such a perfect hunchback. You see? The learned identity that we learn is basically saying, you might have different background, you might have different nationalities, whatever. Rich or poor, doesn't matter. But the learned identity is we are not perfect. You see? Now, as a spiritual seeker, are you trying to progress spiritually? Are you trying to improve? Absolutely. Absolutely. But you're not trying to improve the outside. You understand? You're trying to improve your attitude of knowing that I am perfect right here, right now. And every moment of now See, right here, right now, every moment of now. Another way to say every moment of now is called the eternal now. See, now, next moment is the new now. Look, now again. Look, it's still the now. You see, the clock is moving, but the fan is moving, but it's still right here, right now. The same. Now, one more thing to understand. What's going to happen then? What's going to happen to your survival? Does that mean it's contentment means you just sit and do nothing? Just because you sit and do nothing doesn't mean you're content anyway. You understand? Does that mean you just become lazy? Just because you're lazy doesn't mean you're content. Can you see how tricky it is? See, whatever's happening, whatever's meant to happen, you got to work and this and that. Whatever you're doing, like, it was meant to happen anyway. It's actually beyond you, believe it or not. You know, that's why the Indian scriptures, for example, beautiful scriptures, they say, for example, the Bhagavad Gita says, Krishna says, like, basically, even you actually can't do nothing. Even you try, you can't do it, you can't achieve it. Because you sit do nothing like this, you might sit for like 1 or 2, 3 days, but after that, look, you can't handle it. See, life will make you do something. You know? You know what I mean? It's like some people are like, oh, I go into nature, beautiful nature, the forest away, peace and quiet, away from everybody. They stay in the forest and this and that. But after a month there, they feel like, I've got to get out of here. I've got to see people. You understand? They actually can't, even they want to be there, they can't do it. Can you understand what I'm saying? So life makes you do stuff anyway. So we don't have to take care of that. That happens automatically. You understand? But the attitude inside doesn't happen automatically. They're two separate things. Understand? Like, that's why a person who is perfectly content, they could be extremely busy. He's more busy than an average person. They're not just like, sitting like that all day, every day. They could, but maybe not. It's not necessarily that, you see. So, the perfect attitude is that attitude of perfect contentment. I don't need to prove anything to anybody, That attitude would be like, because life happens, whatever happens, they basically just surrender to that, So if their life happens to be that they have to work 7 days a week, they're just like totally okay with that, And suddenly they're out of a job for 3 years, they're totally okay with that. And suddenly they have to beg in the street, they're totally okay with that. They're perfectly content. They basically become a perfectly content beggar. Not a depressed beggar. Not a beggar that's trying to get out of begging, try to improve, try to get thinking, my life's hopeless. You understand? Yeah. Like that. That contentment. In that state, you have so much gratitude. You have so much gratitude. You know? Even if you have nothing, no house, no car, no partner, no family, no money, no food, you'll still be happy. You'll be so happy. You'll be so happy. Yeah. You feel grateful, you know. You feel grateful. You feel grateful that up until that point, you know, somehow you had plenty of food. You know, you got to experience everything, you know. And you don't have to think positive. Just the attitude, the gratitude comes. Everything comes. The irony is this: when your attitude is like that, where you don't try to improve yourself, improve the outside. You're not trying to improve the outside, but of course, you're trying to get to that state permanently inside, and therefore there's progress. When attitude is like that, perfect contentment, you'll be glowing. You know, you'll be glowing. If you become a counselor, you'll be the best counselor in the world. You know, if you become a CEO, you'll be one of the greatest CEO the world has seen. You know, if you become a masseur, is it masseur? Is the word massage person? Massage artist, masseur. You'll be the best, because your energy will be so good. You know, your energy will be so good that when you massage someone, you know, they feel great because the energy is so beautiful. You know, everything you do. You know, everything you do. You'll be if you're a boss, you'll be the boss that every worker dreams of. You know. If you're a poet, you'll be a poet that the world longs to read. You know. If you're a racing car driver, you're going to become a champion. Because to be a champion racing car driver, you've got to have that perfect focus of right here, right now, this moment. Because as soon as you think the future, you lose focus, your life could be gone. Because that perfect focus in the present moment allows you to respond fast and avoid danger, you know, with other drivers on the track. And if you are a spiritual seeker, you'll be the benchmark that people, spiritual seekers in the world, will be setting towards. You know, like when I was a seeker, Milarepa, the Tibetan master, around 800 years ago, roughly, he was my benchmark. How he does spiritual practice, how he treats his master, his reverence towards his master, his endurance, his love of humanity, you know, his sacrifice, his endurance, you know, his attitude. He was my benchmark. When I was meditating for long hours and I got a sore bottom, I thought, well, that's nothing compared to Milarepa. He used to meditate for so long, he used to stand up. When he stand up, he said in his book, I used to feel my leg doesn't belong part of my body. It was so numb, he said, my leg didn't belong. It felt like foreign to my body. I take that to mean it was very numb. You know, it's not the numbness you're trying to go towards. It's the endurance. It's endurance. Yeah. I read his book, The Life of Milarepa. After reading that book, he was my benchmark. Yeah. When I do heaps of spiritual practice, I think that's nothing compared to him. I've got to do more. See? Type of thing. And his master said to him around 800 years ago, Mapa said to him, your endurance and your attitude, you know, is so great that it's going to create such good merits for you that you're going to be remembered for hundreds and hundreds of years, you know, and your lineage is going to last, you know, like 1,000 years. And that's true. That's true, because his lineage is actually in Tibet, it's the Karmapa lineage today. You know, the 17th Karmapa. That's his lineage. Still today, you know. Still like Enlightened Master. Still from then till to now, you know, unbroken lineage of Enlightened Masters. You know. So if your attitude is like that, perfect like that, if you're a spiritual seeker, you're gonna be the best. For me, as a seeker, his attitude was the best. When you read his book, then you understand what I mean. Like, like that. You know. When he attained enlightenment, he came out of the cave. They used to ask him questions of what you're doing in the cave or whatever. Any questions people asked, he wouldn't just answer. He would sing a song immediately. He'd compose a song and he would sing a song to answer. That's why they have a book called 100,000 Songs of Milarepa today. Yeah. The Dalai Lama said, people think I am, well known in Tibet. But he said, no. The most well known in Tibet is Milarepa. 800 years ago he lived. And even today in the highlands, people who have no education, anything, they still sing his songs in the field. like that. My point is, when your attitude is perfect, that perfect contentment, you know, the gratitude, you don't have to worry about your life. Whatever you do is, you be the best. If you become a healer, you be the best healer. If you become a tennis player, you be the best tennis player. You know. Whatever you do, can you see that? You don't have to worry about. Like rearranging your life, like rearranging the furniture. See, this rearranging your life, if it works, if it makes you perfectly happy, then that is fantastic. Then that's what you should do. But the problem is it doesn't. It doesn't. If you don't believe me, you don't have to do an experiment on that or do some research. It's already been done for the whole world. You know, the result is you can see it. The study has already been done for hundreds and thousands of years already. You know, and the result shows. You know, problems. You know. From the perfect contentment attitude, then not just gratitude comes, but you feel so much, just lightness and joy. You feel so much lightness. Honest, like I could sit like this all day, every day. You know? Just feel so light. It just feels so light. So much joy, lightness and joy. It's beautiful. You know? Like, that comes with it. In this state of perfect contentment, suddenly out of nowhere, you could be a person who hasn't read a book in your life, but suddenly you'll be the wisest of the wise. I'm telling you. Like that. See, this state is a state, because it's your natural state, you see. This perfect contentment is your natural state. This is a state of God. God feels like, no. God just puts his feet up. Beautiful. God doesn't need to have a beer or something. Just, you know, laughing. This state is all-knowing. You know? It's not a nervous state, is it? Is it say a nervous state? Does this state is a state that gives you anxiety? No. Is this a state that makes you sad and depressed? No. Sadness and depressed is there's something in your life you want to change, you know, and it's not happening. You're failing at it and you're upset about it, you know, and you can't control that. And you feel discontent, and then you feel sad, and then you feel depressed over time. You see? Anyway, this perfect attitude of a human being is this attitude of contentment. Contentment. And you feel, suddenly out of that, you suddenly feel grateful. The joy, lightness and joy comes, the wisdom comes. The feeling of acceptance for yourself. Acceptance just simply means that knowing that everything is perfect the way it is. Acceptance, like, there's nothing. If you're not trying to change anything, that's acceptance, right? See? See, it's not something that you suddenly go around and change your life and start, packing your bags and applying to join monasteries, No, it's not like that. When you join a monastery, that is a change on the outside. You understand? It's not. The real monastery is here. It's here. See? Look. Content. If you're sitting in your house and you feel content, the energy of that is probably more high vibration than 99% of the world's monastery. But generally speaking, the world's monastery is more better energy because they are practicing to be content there full time, you see. Yeah. Anyway, I want to share that the perfect attitude of human being. That is the happiest human being, the happiest human being. Anybody who truly becomes happy, slowly on their journey, before they become happy, truly happy, they kind of suddenly is clued to this idea. I'm telling you. Suddenly is clued to this idea. And then they're like, hey, I didn't know that. And they go towards that. And the result in their happiness, their feelings, will drive them further forward towards that. They will not wait until the thesis at university tells them about it. No. They won't wait for that. They will live that. They will live that. See, that understanding seems simple, but the reality is a battle. It's a battle. Speaking to yourself, trying to rearrange stuff, trying to make things, do things, and get things to make you more happy. When you understand that, you go, hey, no. On the outside, you're still working, you still have family, you still do everything exactly the same. Absolutely no different. Absolutely different. but the inside is completely different. Completely different. Yeah. Anyway, that's what I want to talk about today. That the perfect attitude that we should go towards. You know, like that.